All right, hi everybody, happy Thursday. I hope your day is going well. We're starting off today with, we started off today with a little bit of fog out there, but we did warm up nicely this afternoon. That fog mixed out and we ended up with a lot of sunshine. It's beautiful out there for our St. Patrick's Day, but we are going to end up with a little bit more in the way of rain and possibly even some strong storms for Friday. We're going to be talking all about that in this live update. Be sure to ask us any questions that you may have. Now, some of y'all are watching us from the 11 Alive app, 11alive.com. Some of y'all may be watching us from Facebook and some from YouTube. If you have the ability to comment, go ahead and feel free to ask us any questions that you may have, and we'll try to answer those. That way everybody can be fully up to date on what we have as far as the threat for storms are tomorrow. But before we jump into that, let's go ahead and talk about what we have for the rest of today. If you're having allergy issues today, it's not going to be the tree pollens. Notice that our pollen count is only coming in at 5, but you know, we had the rain that allowed to knock those pollens down. Molds are the big culprit right now. So if you're dealing with any allergies today, it's going to be from the molds, which always tend to spike after we have a good rainfall. Of course, we had that just yesterday. Looking out at satellite and radar, you see that we do have clear skies overhead. We do have quiet conditions all across the southeast. That system that was impacting us just yesterday, well, you got to look way up the eastern seaboard, the Delmarva Peninsula right up there along Maryland, Delaware, stretching now all the way up even to New Jersey and into New York and into New England even. They're dealing with some of that shower activity caused by that low pressure that was impacting us just yesterday. Temperatures nice and warm here in North Georgia. We're talking about low to mid 70s all across the region as we head around the 4:50 time frame here. As we continue our way throughout the rest of the day, it will be comfortable moving into tonight. Skies will be fairly clear, and then as we head throughout tomorrow morning, things are going to start to change a little bit. Again, we have the chance for severe weather. Let's go ahead and talk about that real quick. A marginal to slight risk for severe weather as we make our way throughout the day there on Friday, especially for the latter part of the morning into the early part of the afternoon for us here in North Georgia. But look down towards South Alabama, South Mississippi, and parts of the Florida Panhandle. They're going to be having an enhanced risk. That's a level 3 out of 5. So they're expecting a little bit more widespread severe weather down into their region. But for us here in North Georgia, it's going to be just a few storms having the possibility to be strong or severe. But I think nearly all of us are going to be dealing with heavy rain at one point as we head throughout the day there on Friday. By Saturday, just in case you are traveling, these storms do head to the east. They will be east of our region and impacting our neighbors there for middle Georgia and stretching into the coastal regions as well, even over towards South Carolina and North Carolina to go along with it. So what's the timeline for us right here in North Georgia? Notice as we make our way into tonight, we do have quiet conditions, nothing really impactful as you're making your morning commute there on Friday, but watch the timeline here. I want you to actually look even off to the west. Look over towards the Mississippi-Alabama border. That's where the storms are going to be by the time we get to about 6:30. We get to about 10:30 a.m. and look at where the storms are then. Right on our doorstep, impacting the Alabama-Georgia state line. Those storms will continue to push east, impacting the Atlanta Metro down the I-85 corridor through Peachtree City and LaGrange once we get to about the noon time frame. So lunchtime tomorrow, maybe a good day to actually take your lunch to work, heat it up in the microwave, whatever you can do. The roadways may end up being a little bit wet, and we may even be dealing with some strong to severe storms in the Atlanta Metro even by the time we get to around the noon time frame. Getting to about 1:30, a lot of the storms start to move off to the east, and they continue to push east. By the time we get to about 3:30 p.m., still some lingering storms in the Atlanta Metro, but much of this will just be heavier rain. The stronger storms, I think that main line, will then be further to the east off towards Edenton and then moving even closer to Augusta, Georgia. So those will continue to shift east and out of our region as we head into the latter part of the afternoon. By 8 p.m., still some lingering showers here in North Georgia, but nothing severe. And by the time you wake up on Saturday, it's out of here. We're going to have drier conditions for Saturday. It's going to be a beautiful day. Temperatures right around average for this time of year, rising into the 60s. Not as warm as St. Patrick's Day today, but it's still going to be nice. A lot of rain over the next 7 days. You know, we're only going to have 2 big events for rainfall. We have the one that's occurring tomorrow, and then we're going to have another chance for rain coming in as we head into the middle of next week. But between those 2 events, we're talking about anywhere from about 1.5 inches to maybe even up to 2.5 inches of rainfall, especially there for areas north of the Atlanta Metro, and then dipping into our friends there in Alabama where they could have a lot of rain to go along with it. And that rainfall is just going to add to what has already been a fairly wet March. You know, by a full March standard of rainfall, typically we get about 4.81 inches here in Atlanta. March is usually our wettest month of the year in Atlanta, and you can see we're already up to 4.12 inches and we have more rain coming, which lets you know we're probably going to finish off this month above average for rainfall. So for today, it has been beautiful. We got the sunshine in the afternoon as expected. For Friday, higher chance for storms. Saturday, going to be dry. It's going to be beautiful. Temperatures into the mid 60s, lower 70s there for Sunday, a 10 on the Wizometer, a 10 there again for Monday, 70s, 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 all from the end of the weekend through the middle of the week. But you see by Wednesday, we do get those storms that do return into the forecast, so we'll be looking out for that. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about the 8 to 14 day outlook here in just a moment, but I want to look at Facebook real quick to see if we have any questions. A lot of comments from Tiffany coming in saying good afternoon, and we do need the rain to wash all the pollen and dust off. And yeah, that's right, Tiffany, we really did. It's been nice to bring on the rainfall. We also have a hello from Noah on Facebook. Hello to you. I hope that you are doing well today. Remember, if y'all have any questions, send them my way. I'm always happy to answer them, and you can always follow any of us, any of our team members on the 11 Alive Storm Trackers group. You can follow us on the group itself. Remember, we have our own page. Go ahead and look for groups on Facebook for the 11 Alive Storm Trackers, and you'll be able to actually submit photos to us, ask us questions, whatever it may be. Make sure that you're also following Chesley McNeil, Chris Holcomb, Melissa Nord, and then, of course, Nicole Hartford as well. We all are happy to answer any of your questions on Facebook and then on Twitter. And then remember, we always have information going out on the 11 Alive app. Information always sending out to keep everyone updated on weather and news whenever you're on the go. 11alive.com, and of course we have our channels as well. You can follow us right on WXIA 11 Alive right here in Atlanta, the NBC affiliate. So let's move through the timeline here. We talked about the next 7 days, 8 to 14 day outlook, showing that we're going to have below average temperatures possible as we move into the end of the month, and then possibly below average rainfall. So it's been a wetter month already. Maybe we'll get a little bit of a break from that rain as we head into the end of the month of March. You know what else? It's been a warm March. Temperatures have been above average for a majority of the month, so having temperatures fall below average for the end of the month may actually be pretty good, because remember, the next 7 days we're pretty much above average the entire next week. So a very warm week ahead of us. All right, so we talked a little bit about us. Let's talk about some of our traveling areas where some people may be trying to plan a weekend getaway. Well, the answer is Friday, we're going to have some showers impacting some spots, especially Destin, Gatlinburg, up to Lake Lanier, and the Atlanta area on Friday. But Saturday, we're drier in Atlanta. Our neighbors to the east, Savannah, Georgia, Charleston, South Carolina, they're not just going to have chances for rain. They could have a few strong storms here and there. And then you may want to take that extra day off this weekend. Monday's looking gorgeous. Call into work and say, hey, you know what, I'm going to extend that vacation by 1 day. Sunday and Monday both looking great. And then if you're traveling anywhere around the Peach State over the next 3 days through the weekend, it is looking like, again, we will have the chance for rain on Friday, some spots even on Saturday, and then we're all dry on Sunday. And finally, I'm a big lover of state parks, national parks, local parks, whatever it may be. Let's look at the Georgia State Park forecast. All across the state for tomorrow, looking like we'll have showers and storms. So if you're headed out on any trails, make sure that you have a way to receive weather alerts. Don't go out on a trail if you hear thunder, if you see lightning in the distance, any of that. If you think a storm could impact you, don't put yourself in danger. Make sure that you're always being safe if you're going to be out there doing any hikes at some of our beautiful parks. Saturday and Sunday looking a little bit better. That's the good news. So y'all, that was just a quick update on what we have as far as the weather is concerned. I wanted to make sure that everyone got a quick update on what we have. Chief Meteorologist Chris Holcomb is about to be on in just a moment. Remember, our show starts at 5 o'clock. We'll have shows at 5, 6, and then of course on the WATL as we head into 7, 8, and 9. And all throughout tonight, we have shows that are going to keep everybody updated with Chief Meteorologist Chris Holcomb running things as far as the weather is concerned, and then of course all the news updates across the region as we head throughout tonight. So be sure to tune in. I hope everyone has a wonderful evening. Remember, you can always get alerts on and updates on 11alive.com as well as through that 11 Alive app. Have a wonderful rest of your Thursday and St. Patrick's Day.